I know what I have to do now. There's been a lot of hesitancy lately, and kind of an imbalance has been preserved on the videos that I'm releasing because I was confused. I wasn't harnessing the means that have led me to the path of success that I've acquired throughout the last 10 months of being sober and free of any restrictions in that state. And it's like I've been espousing the spiritual nature, but I haven't been coming in contact with it. I haven't been experiencing it like was so present when I first began this journey 10 months ago. And retracing my steps and going back to my roots, I'm able to see the errors in my ways, the error of my ways, and I'm able to step outside of myself in the moment, and through speaking with another person that has gone through this path and seen the destruction that can result from just one moment of the ego taking over. Just one moment of clouded judgment can have your whole existence spiral out of control. So, and I've been in a frantic pace with school, and everything has just been so forced, and it didn't seem like it in the moment, but everything has just been at a frantic pace, and I haven't had time to recollect and ponder what I'm doing and really lay out a roadmap to success. And now I can see that things started creeping back into my being that would have caused me to solidify my destruction in the moment, with succumbing to temptations and becoming immobile. I didn't allow my spiritual nature to manifest, and I haven't been doing the things necessary to preserve my spirituality. I've strayed away from the template of success that was laid out for me those months ago. So beginning tomorrow, the spiritual journey, it's a never-ending journey, and it hasn't paused, and there's going to be no, it's not like it's continuous, although it's lacking at some moments, and it becomes clouded and disorganized. And I say tomorrow, there's no tomorrow, there's now, and the spiritual journey is solidified in the sense that I now am going to go back to my roots and reach out to help others, which gives everyone involved. If you reach out to someone and you connect with them and show them based on your experience how it is possible to overcome and persevere and not allow the perceptions of the world to filter in and just consume you. If you can show someone else that strength, not feeding the ego, not saying, I succeeded because I did this. No, it's not feeding the ego. It's not egoic. It's dismantling the ego and getting back to the root of why I was able to endure so much and achieve so many things in the past 10 months. It's because I had a spiritual nature. I disabled the egoic way of thinking and the direction that I was headed towards an ultimate destruction and inevitable disaster if I would have followed the course of action that had been so prevalent in my life. I believe self-centeredness and fear are at the core of the ego's modes of expression, the way the ego manifests in the physical incarnate. And to dismantle that and recognize it and actually reach out. I was in a bad state of mind and if you don't have a problem with substances, you're probably not going to relate to this video. I should have prefaced that at the beginning of this video. You might not understand what I'm talking about. As Red Leader Rocket, he didn't understand why there couldn't be responsible use of cannabis. Why, maybe not, just because he didn't experience that. So he was kind of, he could see that I wanted to do it. Maybe he was unaware of the hesitancy coming in. But it's because I've experienced the depths of despair where my life it was just in shambles, and there was nowhere that I could go from that point, or so I believe. But by building back up my spiritual nature, I was able to reclaim all the things that I had lost, and all the things that I had perceived were gone forever. But that, whether you term it God, like someone I just talked to, my friend Dave, he labels this term God. He says, the mind can get you to certain places, and it's good to utilize the mind, but when it comes to using, or the mindset preceding the first use, he said he used the words, "I'm dumb as rocks," because I don't know my limits, and that's where his spiritual foundation comes into play, and that's where mine has been absent. I'm articulating the quest and these abstract patterns and these metaphors, and I'm not connected. I'm not connected to the spiritual side of the physical incarnate that comes equipped in the physical incarnate. So to give back to the spiritual roadmap and to help others and reach out and reclaim that spiritual air that gives you the sense that all is attainable, and without all it gives you the power to overcome. And regardless of what we call this, the God consciousness, the higher manifestation of the self, whatever we are invoking to overcome these obstacles works. There's a higher power outside of ourselves. And once we learn to channel this and truly journey deep in the spiritual journey and access the deeper stages of consciousness, then we're able to overcome. And this is where I fell short, and this is where I will be focusing my attention and allowing the ego to be dismantled. And I'm going to disassociate myself from the thinker and allow my being to come through in the spiritual nature, so that I don't again fall victim to this praying mindset where I think that I can handle things once again. It's a path of focus that results from being in tune with your spirituality through communicating with this template and through utilizing the means that have provided success in the past. So I'm going to get back into it tomorrow, and I'm going to become full swing back to the consciousness and the spiritual nature, so that I don't again fall, not victim. I don't want to say victim. I'm not a victim of the ego. There's an egoic mode, and there's a altruistic mode where you can give back and lend people your insights through experience. And by experiencing the spiritual nature, I can again reclaim my existence as my own.